Okay, let's talk about the big one. Claude versus ChatGPT. I've heard the hype, you've seen the headlines, but I really wanted to know, what's the real story? Is there a clear winner? Well, I decided to find out for myself, so let's dive in.
And listen, we're not just talking about a few quick prompts here. This entire breakdown is the result of over 100 hours of me putting these two AIs head-to-head in my real, actual day-to-day workflow. I really wanted to see which one holds up when things get tough.
So, let's meet the contenders. In one corner, you've got Claude, which I pretty quickly discovered has the soul of a writer, a real literary challenger. And in the other corner, the versatile champion, ChatGPT, the one we all know, the all-around workhorse. What's fascinating is that they have these surprisingly different personalities, and that's where things get really interesting.
To keep this battle fair, I set up 5 distinct trials to really push them to their limits. We're going to test their creativity, their factual accuracy, their ability to remember a long conversation, how helpful they are in a pinch, and finally, pure, raw speed. Let the showdown begin.
First up, creativity. This is the big one, right? Can an AI actually create something that feels human? To find out, I gave them a fun little challenge. Write a cinematic, really nostalgic YouTube intro about the history of the floppy disk.
ChatGPT's attempt was solid, It was competent, it was clean, well-structured. It got the job done. But honestly, it felt a bit safe, a little too predictable. It felt like it was reading from a script titled, How to Write a Nostalgic Intro. No surprises? Claude, on the other hand, wow. It went for feeling over just facts. It really focused on the atmosphere, using these vivid details, the hum of old monitors, the screech of a dial-up modem, to actually transport you back in time. It didn't just give me a script, it gave me a mood.
And that's the bottom line, really. While ChatGPT was good, Claude was memorable. It took creative risks that totally paid off, showing this nuanced, almost human flair. For pure originality and imagination, round 1, it's gotta go to Claude.
So Claude wins on poetry, but what about precision? Round 2 is all about accuracy. Because in the real world, getting the facts right is absolutely non-negotiable. This is where we really test reliability.
The challenge I set was super technical and needed up-to-the-minute info. I asked for a meticulous breakdown of the camera hardware differences between 2 brand-new phones, the Samsung S24 Ultra and the Google Pixel 8 Pro. I mean sensor models, aperture values, the whole shebang.
And the results? Whoa. It was like night and day. Because ChatGPT can access the live web, it absolutely nailed every single detail. It was precise, it was current. Claude, on the other hand, well, it stumbled. It got the big picture right, but then it started to hallucinate little details, like the wrong aperture values. It just felt like it was guessing from an old textbook.
So when it comes to hard data, there is just no contest. ChatGPT's ability to do real-time fact-checking from the internet makes it the undisputed champion of accuracy. For any task where you need the latest, most precise info, ChatGPT takes the win. Easy.
Okay, scores are tied, 1-1. Round 3 tests something totally different. Partnership. How well can these AIs actually work with you on a long, complicated project? The key here is memory and context.
So to test this, I started this long, evolving conversation about planning a fictional road trip. I kept adding new details, changing our minds on destinations, and referring back to little things we had decided on dozens of messages earlier.
But here's the real test. Deep into this huge conversation, would it remember the small, seemingly insignificant details from the very beginning? Because that's what a true partner does, right? They remember the context over time.
And this is where Claude's secret weapon comes out to play. Its absolutely massive context window. Think of it like short-term memory. Claude's is just huge. So while ChatGPT eventually started to get a little fuzzy on the early details, Claude remembered everything. And I mean every single detail. For deep, ongoing projects, this is an absolute game changer. Clear win for Claude.
Okay, let's talk about just practical, day-to-day help, like summarizing an article or drafting a quick email. And honestly, they're both fantastic here. But their personalities really shine through again. ChatGPT is the efficiency engine. It's fast, to the point, perfect for just blasting through your inbox. Claude takes a beat longer, but its summaries feel more nuanced. Its writing feels more human. For that reason, I'm giving it a slight edge, but man, it is incredibly close.
All right, that brings us to our final trial, pure, unadulterated speed. After this, we're going to tally the scores and we are going to crown our champion.
For the speed test, I just rapid-fired dozens of quick questions at them. And the result was not even close. ChatGPT 4.0 is practically instantaneous. The answers just appear the second you hit enter. Claude is fast, for sure, but there's a tiny, noticeable delay. For quick tasks and back-and-forth chats, ChatGPT is the undisputed speed king.
So, after 5 rounds and over 100 hours of testing, here it is, the final scorecard. With wins in creativity, conversation flow, and that slight edge in practical help, Claude takes 3 categories. ChatGPT absolutely dominates in the crucial areas of accuracy and speed, taking 2.
So what does this actually mean for you? Well, the choice really comes down to what you need. If you're a writer, a researcher, or anyone working with long, complex documents where nuance and context are everything, Claude is your champion, no question. But if your top priority is getting the most accurate, up-to-date facts as fast as humanly possible for all sorts of daily tasks, then ChatGPT is the tool for you.
But if I had to recommend just one for the average user, my verdict after all this testing is crystal clear. It's ChatGPT. It's just so polished, so incredibly powerful, and a super reliable all-around tool that crushes the tasks most of us need every single day.
So, we've crowned our champion for today. But the world of AI is moving at lightning speed. This whole landscape could look completely different in 6 months. So the real question isn't just who's the best right now, but in this relentless AI arms race, who wins tomorrow?